primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, the Bangor Walmart was completely evacuated earlier tonight after a fire broke out inside the store. That fire started just before 6 o'clock in the apparel section. That, according to an employee we spoke to, you can see a picture of those flames right there on your screen. Despite heavy smoke, no injuries were reported, and all employees and customers were accounted for. That, according to Bangor fire officials.
Pretty significant loss with the smoke that'll be impacting both the grocery side and the apparel and everything.
Chief Higgins says it's unclear when the Walmart Superstore will reopen. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. And earlier tonight, an explosion caused a house fire that displaced a family of 4 and sent all of them to the hospital. According to Orland's Fire Chief Bobby Connery, just after 9 a.m., multiple units were dispatched for an explosion and house fire on Soper Road, with people possibly trapped inside. 2 people were taken to the hospital in critical condition. 1 had to be transported via life flight. The 2 others involved were also taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
It's been very challenging. The propane tank dumped pretty rapidly. Units that first got here, building wasn't really involved yet. There was a little bit of smoke and flame. In the process of their arrival, it went pretty quick.
And the house, as you can see, is a total loss. The fire marshal's office says the initial investigation indicates the explosion was caused by a propane leak. A home in Carmel was completely destroyed during a fire this afternoon, and the owner of the home has yet to be found. According to the Carmel Fire Department, crews responded to a home on Haskell Road at around 3 p.m. for a reported structure fire. As of 5 p.m., crews were still on scene searching for the homeowner.
The center of the building was fully involved. It was extending into the 2 ends of the building. We're still trying to locate the homeowner. Not sure of his whereabouts yet. We're not sure if he was home or where he was at.
2 people are reportedly displaced following the fire. The Red Cross has been called in to assist the family. The cause of that fire is still being investigated by the State Fire Marshal's office, and we'll bring you any more information as it becomes available. A man convicted of stabbing another man to death had his sentence partially reduced earlier today. Our David Ledford has the details from court.
The sentence in this matter will be 30 years.
In 2021, Rayshawn Moore was sentenced to serve 32 years at the Maine State Prison for stabbing and killing Demetrius Snow in the parking lot of the now closed Half Acre nightclub in 2020. Friday, Moore's sentence was reduced by 2 years at a resentencing hearing. Maine's Supreme Judicial Court ordered the resentencing earlier this year, ruling that Superior Court Justice William Anderson should not have considered Moore's decision to go to trial as a possible aggravating factor. Moore's defense attorney argued for a 25-year sentence, and Moore himself made an apology to the family.
He's done quite a bit towards rehabilitation over the last 2 years during his time at the prison. He's shown remorse for the event that evening. He took it upon himself to turn himself in initially for this offense.
I would like to apologize to the victim's family. I don't consider myself a bad person. I make mistakes, but I'm always going to learn from them, and I'm always going to try to be a better person.
However, Justice Ann Murray ultimately ruled on a 30-year sentence based on a variety of other factors, including the impact on the victim's family and Snow's pain and suffering. Prosecuting attorney Lisa Bogue says she respects the resentencing decision and hopes that now the victim's family will have closure.
Victim impact is an important part of what the court considers, and Demetrius had a big family and he had a lot of family support, and they're just glad to be able to move on, and I'm glad for that for them too. Hopefully we have sort of settled this and they can move on as a family.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden visited Lewiston earlier today to honor and remember the 18 people killed in last week's mass shooting, as well as the numerous others who were injured. They met with first responders, nurses, and others on the front lines of the response to the attack, along with family members and survivors, paying their respects and offering help in the recovery process. Here's some of what the president had to say during his visit.
This tragedy opens a painful wounds all across the country. Too many Americans have lost loved ones or survived the trauma of gun violence. I know because Jill and I have met with them in Buffalo and Uvalde and Monterey Park and Sandy Hook and all. I've done, anyway, too many to count. This is about common sense, reasonable, and responsible measures to protect our children, our families, our communities. Because regardless of our politics, this is about protecting our freedom to go to a bowling alley, a restaurant, a school, a church, without being shot and killed. The way this community has come together, the way this state has come together, has been a marvel to the rest of the country. So God bless those we lost, those who have been wounded. May God bless the first responders.
During their visit, the Bidens met with those first responders and medical staff who cared for the shooting victims that tragic night. Many of those victims were rushed to Central Maine Medical Center. Central Maine Healthcare CEO Steve Littleson says they received 14 patients within a span of 45 minutes. He credits his team of hospital workers for saving numerous lives that day.
Everybody kind of just did what they know how to do, and at the end of the day, it was just all about teamwork and expertise and compassion, and it resulted in us admitting a number of patients who are, to this day, getting better and will be discharged from the hospital.
Wilson and other CMMC team members were among those who escorted the President and First Lady through Lewiston today. He says it was an honor to be recognized for their life-saving efforts and had this to say about the President's message to Maine.
I was struck by his compassionate remarks. You know, it was not political. It was all about healing and the road to recovery, and we know that that's going to be a long one.
Littleson says they are still caring for 3 of the victims of that shooting, and since that night, they've released 5 others from the hospital. The President and First Lady also met privately with families who lost loved ones and survivors of the horrific attack in Lewiston. Tonight, we hear from a woman who was working at Schmenge's when the deadly attack took place there.
Struggling.
Tori Patterson was the assistant bar manager at Schmenge's that night. Her customers were there with friends, some playing pool, others playing in a cornhole tournament, when a gunman armed with an assault rifle came in the door and started firing. Tori lost close friends and coworkers in the violent attack.
How do you heal from this?
I ask myself that every day. I don't know.
It's family. It's I think it is love and holding each other and listening, you know, and I think the more we talk and it heals my heart the more people talk.
Schmenge's owner Kathy LaBelle is also struggling. She feels guilty because she wasn't there that night.
You know, I wasn't there for her, and I felt so bad I wasn't there for her because I wasn't there for her. It's hard. I wanted the place to be safe.
As the 2 tie white ribbons along Lincoln Street for Love Lewiston Day, Kathy LaBelle hopes the President and First Lady's visit moves this city, this state, and the nation another step closer to healing from this senseless tragedy.
It's huge. I think it's a great way to show support to the country and that we all got to hold each other close and show love.
Both women also address mistakes they believe were made and warning signs they believe were dismissed before the shooting.
I wish people would just stand up and say what went wrong and
what can we do better?
And what can we do better and fix it? You know, I mean, what slipped up? Instead of trying to cover up, just own up to it, you know, and just let's fix it. I don't want this to happen again.
There's so many what ifs that are going through all of our heads. But what can we do better in the future? That's all we can do from here.
We continue to ask those questions, and when tragedy strikes, you also tend to see the best in humanity come out. People stepping up to help their neighbors, and in this case, an opportunity for Mainers to help as they get their daily coffee fix. Duncan, Maine business owners are coming together to support those affected by the Lewiston tragedy and donate funds for the City of Lewiston Support Fund. And for one of the franchise owners, this kind of charity hits close to home.
It makes me proud, you know what I mean? Like, we're invested. I mean, my kids were born here. We've you know, come through all the programs in Lewiston, and to have the support of, like you said, New England, it makes me proud to be not only, you know, part of Duncan, but again, part of the Lewiston community.
And so on November 6th, 7th, and 8th, when you buy a hot or iced coffee from any Maine Dunkin' location, $1 will be donated to the Lewiston Support Fund. Just another great way to help out the Lewiston community during this time. All right, and let's take a pause now and turn things over for a first check of our forecast tonight.
All right, Peter, thank you. Happy Friday. Your first weather is brought to you by Driveway Maintenance Paving. We offer quality work at affordable prices, and we are talking about temperatures out there today and the wind. Because of the wind today out of the south got a little gusty near 20 miles per hour, we have much warmer temperatures in place for today, and we'll likely keep temperatures like this in the forecast for tomorrow, with highs back in the low, even a few mid-50s across the area for tomorrow. All right, so we had some clouds out there today, and then some sun, some clouds, some sun. We'll keep things partly cloudy tonight and then mostly cloudy for a while tomorrow. No rain or snow in our forecast anytime soon, as this will all go to our north tomorrow and not affect us. Our forecast ends tonight, though, we're talking about clouding over once again. Low temperatures in the 40s. Your full forecast is coming up. Peter?
All right, Jeff, thank you. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, our Grace Blanchard will give us a complete breakdown of state ballot referendum question 2. Stay with us.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills.
And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
Ready to refresh your home? Fall into savings with incredible deals at the Furniture Gallery. Shop new arrivals from top brands like Ashley, Serta, Restonic, Nectar, and Franklin. Fall in love with unbeatable deals like our sofa and love seat sets for only $9.99 or sofas starting at $3.99. Indulge in ultimate comfort with over 150 recliner styles starting at just $2.99. My family and I are committed to giving you the best value for your money at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
The Maine Black Bears take on the Hampton Pirates this Saturday at 1 on ABC 7.
November 6th, can Gordon save the family legacy from the next generation?
This is a joke, and your parents have given you everything.
Jeez. All new kitchen nightmares. Then, when pushed to the edge, how many will last? It's an all-new Special Forces after a new Kitchen Nightmares, Monday, November 6th on Fox.
Welcome back. We're just days away now from Maine's election, which features 4 contentious referendum questions. Our Grace Blanchard gives us a full breakdown of ballot question number 2.
Question 2 asks voters if they want to limit foreign governments or entities that they own from influencing Maine elections. It would ban them from making campaign contributions or financing communications for or against candidates or ballot questions.
A yes vote on question 2 will close the loophole that currently allows foreign governments to spend in Maine elections and return our elections to the Maine voters.
A federal law currently allows foreign governments to be involved in referendum campaigns at state and local levels. Supporters of question 2 say this referendum would close that, quote, loophole.
Government-owned entities have spent over $100 million in just the last 3 years in Maine referendum elections. The stakes are really high.
The question has received large bipartisan support in Maine's legislature. Many in favor of banning foreign spending say this question is critical to protecting Maine elections.
Question 2 will not change any rules for any pending referendum campaigns. It is forward-looking and will protect for generations our democracy from foreign influence.
Those opposed say provisions in the proposed law would restrict political speech, violating First Amendment rights.
Question 2 is approved by voters, that it's not going to survive a court battle because it is a First Amendment issue.
Provisions of Question 2 would require news outlets to determine whether an advertising communication on their platform is paid for by a foreign government-owned company or organization, ultimately putting the responsibility on those outlets.
To say that for a buy for a commercial campaign, that entity, that radio television station now has to become a detective agency, essentially.
This legislation was vetoed by Governor Mills in July. The governor said she felt the language was, quote, too broad and would likely result in the unintended consequence of effectively silencing legitimate voices, including Maine-based businesses, in debates that would impact their interests. Supporters say the ultimate objective is to curb spending on elections by corporations with foreign ownership.
Regardless of where you are in the state or what your political affiliation is, most Maine voters understand that we cannot allow foreign governments to participate and to influence our elections.
More information about the referendum question can be found on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, Maine has added 8 new species to the state's endangered and threatened species list. They include 5 birds, a bee, and a beetle. The additions were approved by the Maine legislature and became official on October 25th. Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Commissioner Judy Camuso said, quote, Maine is known for its abundance of wildlife, but some of the species of wildlife are in danger of disappearing from Maine's landscape. The addition of these species to the state's endangered and threatened list will provide protections which will aid in their recovery, end quote. A Aroostook Band of Micmacs, Penobscot Nation, and Houlton Band of Maliseet celebrated the official launch of online sports betting for all Mainers. Our Doug Banks has that story.
The time for new opportunities begins today. As Penobscot Nation, a Aroostook Band of Micmacs, and Houlton Band of Maliseet announced their partnership with Caesar Sportsbook, kicking off the future of online sports betting in Maine.
The tribes have really been trying to regain the ability to gamble. Game is restrictive, but it's a step in the right direction.
Certain revenue percentages will be going back to the state, but more importantly, some of the revenue made will be going back into helping their own community.
With the revenue, we can start working on building more homes for our people, doing things of, helping with our community that, we do struggle with.
The revenue will help us invest in social services and healthcare and education.
As the second hand moves ahead, so do Maine's tribal communities.
This isn't about, piling up cash and counting profits. This is about growing our government operations in an unrestricted way and being able to focus on the real needs of the tribe.
On Indian Island, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest from the front lines of Israel's invasion of the Gaza Strip. Stay tuned for that story and much more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
The big automakers want a monopoly on your car repairs. That's why they're starting to restrict access to your car's mechanical data. But voting yes on question 4, right to repair, will stop them. Hundreds of local independent repair shops across Maine urge yes on 4, because yes on 4 will protect consumer choice and save thousands of Maine jobs.
It's your car. It should be your choice where to fix it.
Vote yes on question 4. Yes on right to repair.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate. 974-7815.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? When the forecast calls for nasty weather, all roads lead to down east. With Toyota's impressive lineup of 15 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, you're sure to find a model and payment that's right for you. Don't see it on our lot? Here's the latest update on models arriving soon. Pre-order yours now for the fastest delivery. When Maine roads get messy, all roads lead to down east. Your four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive headquarters on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
You are watching WFVX, Fox 22, Lewiston Strong.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is urging Israel to ensure more humanitarian aid and to do more to protect Palestinian civilians in Gaza, or else there will be no partners for peace. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is ruling out a temporary ceasefire in the Gaza Strip until hostages held by the Hamas militant group are released. Israel says it is on high alert for attacks on its border with Lebanon. This comes as Hezbollah's leader gave his first public speech since the war started, saying his group had entered the battle, though he stopped short of announcing it's fully engaging in the war. Fox's Mike Tobin has more.
Israeli forces hit an ambulance outside Shifa Hospital in Gaza. A Gaza Health Ministry spokesperson says a number were killed or injured. An Israeli defense source tells Fox that terrorists were inside, using the vehicle as a mobile unit. The IDF says several terrorist operatives were among those killed. Hamas releasing its own video from inside Gaza as the IDF and Hamas battle street to street and face to face. The Israeli army now completely encircles Gaza City and is tightening the perimeter. Underground, the IDF says it exposed and neutralized Hamas tunnels under Gaza by rigging the tunnel shafts with explosives. Israel Defense Forces Major Doran Spielman says that's how this war is being fought, in a matrix of tunnels.
Hamas is under the ground, embedded inside the civilians of Gaza with hostages. That's the challenge of the fight.
The IDF now in control of a Hamas military stronghold in Jabalia. They say they've uncovered battle plans, maps, and communication equipment. In the West Bank, fiery protests in support of Gaza. And in the north, Hezbollah attacks intensified overnight, the group's leader calling Hamas fighters, quote, heroic in a televised speech, and issuing this threat to the U.S. if the fighting in Gaza continues.
Your interests, your soldiers, your fleets will pay the price. They will be the victim.
As the war rages, Israel is releasing hundreds of Palestinian workers back into Gaza. The workers say they were held in Israeli jails since the Hamas attacks on October the 7th.
We were inside Israel when suddenly the war broke out. We didn't know where to go, so we hid inside Israel, but we were expelled.
They took our money, our IDs, and our cell phones and sent us back home with nothing.
The Pentagon revealed today that U.S. drones are in action over the Gaza Strip. They are unarmed and assisting with the efforts to gather information about the hostages. In Sderot, Israel, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Now to a unique perspective on the war in the Middle East. 5 American firefighters have answered the call of duty and volunteered to serve with Israel following the October 7th massacre and the war that broke out in its wake. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson takes us there.
On October 7th, Martin County, Florida Fire Captain Chuck Gordills watched the Hamas massacre unfold on TV.
I just started pacing back and forth at home. I knew I had to be there.
Gordills found the Emergency Volunteer Project. 2 days later, he arrived at this firehouse about 20 miles from Gaza and got to work.
Fire department! We wake up to the sound of mortars and explosions, and we go to bed the same way.
You still put water on fire. You know, you still cut people out of cars.
Lieutenant Andy Broom from North Little Rock came because he feels a spiritual connection to the Jewish state.
You know, they're our friends. So I'm a Christian, and Israel is a shining light in the Middle East.
So did FDNY EMT and Long Island firefighter Jason Stukes.
I'm not Jewish, but I work for a Jewish community. I did it for the guys I work with. Their families live here.
They are charming. And they are very professional.
This Israeli fire chief says he lost men on October 7th. Others were called up by the military.
They help us in rocket scenes and in fires and car accidents.
In the U.S. would have 30, 40, 50 firefighters on scene. Here, they're doing it with a quarter of those numbers.
The language of the fire service, the work we do, is so similar. So when it's time to bunker out and go to a structure fire, then that's what you do.
For one Israeli firefighter now living in Stamford, Connecticut, the decision to come back home was easy.
First of all, it's my commitment to my country, my commitment to my family. And the second reason, as a first responder, the world must know what happened here.
The American firefighters that we spoke to say they're using their own vacation time to make this trip to Israel. Near the Gaza border in southern Israel, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
The new House Speaker has his first political win. Mike Johnson was able to push through a standalone Israel aid package despite some defections from within his own party. Fox's Aisha Hasni tells us what comes next.
Tonight, $14 billion in additional U.S. aid to Israel is in limbo. Senate Democrats unwilling to take up a House-passed Israel-only package paid for with cuts to the IRS.
The House bill is dead on arrival in the Senate.
That defiance comes after 12 House Democrats crossed party lines Thursday and joined Republicans in passing the package.
For me, it was personal. You know, my grandmother escaped the Holocaust as part of the kinder transport.
Their leader unfazed.
My Republican colleagues were openly speculating that we were going to lose 50, 60, 70 Democrats.
But House Republicans hope that support will pressure the Senate to negotiate, as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to introduce a larger bill to mirror President Biden's $105 billion request, tying Israel aid to Ukraine, Taiwan, the U.S.-Mexico border, and humanitarian aid for Gaza. Senate Republicans are already pushing back.
I think that's going to undergo significant change before it gets Republican support.
Even offering an alternative pay-for. Senator Tom Cotton posting on X a 6% tax on endowments of America's top 10 universities, many of which are failing to condemn anti-Semitism, would raise $15.4 billion, more than enough to pay for our aid to Israel. And in the coming days, we could see negotiations to divide up the issues. House Speaker Johnson did say that he would bring up Ukraine aid separately. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Eric Trump has finished his testimony in the civil case against the Trump Organization in New York. We'll be right back.
Start Saturday strong as 7th-ranked Texas hosts K-State. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs.
Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Nothing brings people together like good food with the freshest ingredients. All-natural Fage sour cream is so rich, so creamy, so good. Daringly simple, amazingly delicious. Discover Fage sour cream.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show. Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
Hit it! Get ready for the most exciting 90 seconds of your life. Play the Ultimate Dash instant ticket from the main lottery. You could win up to $250,000 instantly. Plus, enter the second chance drawing for a chance to join the Tri-State Ultimate Warehouse Dash. 5 players from Maine will have 90 seconds to dash through a warehouse full of prizes and take home everything they can grab. There's even a chance to win $1 million. Enter your non-winning Ultimate Dash tickets for your chance to win.
Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs.
Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Eric Trump has finished his time on the stand in the civil case against the Trump Organization brought by New York's Attorney General. As an executive vice president, he signed off on financial statements the lawsuit alleges exaggerate his father's wealth by billions of dollars. Fox's Caroline Shively reports.
Eric Trump finished his testimony Friday in the fraud trial against his father's real estate empire in New York.
What the state is trying to do to my father is absolutely insane, and they dragged Don and I into it as collateral damage.
Eric was asked about the steps he took to verify information before signing lender documents regarding his father's financial statements. His testimony echoed that of his brother Donald Trump Jr., claiming he relied on accountants to accurately portray his father's wealth on financial statements. Authorities say those documents fraudulently exaggerated value of the former president's assets in order to deceive banks and insurers.
I know the truth will come out in the end. They're trying to disqualify my father for 2024.
On Friday, the judge issued a limited gag order prohibiting all counsel from making public statements referring to communications between him and his staff. The judge called multiple recent comments from defense attorneys about the principal law clerk inappropriate and said the need to protect his staff from threats and harm outweighs the lawyer's First Amendment rights.
Anything on this exchange regarding the clerk that you can say?
Meanwhile, in Georgia, Donald Trump's legal team has filed an emergency motion trying to suspend a gag order in his criminal election interference case, writing, quote, "No court in American history has imposed a gag order on a criminal defendant who is actively campaigning for public office, let alone the leading candidate for president of the United States." Former President Trump and his daughter Ivanka are both expected to testify in the New York civil fraud trial next week. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
In other news, it's one of the largest migrant caravans since June of 2022. Thousands of people heading towards the U.S. as the Biden administration tries to curb the flow of people at the southern border. Fox's Casey Stiegel with that story.
A large migrant caravan is moving through southern Mexico toward the U.S. Organizers say the group includes some 7,000 people, though it's not clear when they'll reach the southern border. Migrants often wait weeks or months for exit visas under Mexico's overwhelmed system.
We were told that the presidents were going to solve it. We didn't see any solution.
On Friday, President Biden met with leaders from Latin America to discuss the ongoing crisis. He's detailing a 3-part strategy to improve economic opportunities for countries hosting migrants to curb the flow of people at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Working together to stabilize migrant populations, including making sure the communities that are welcoming migrants and refugees can afford to welcome them and afford to care for them.
Meantime, newly uncovered ICE documents show a 29-year-old terrorism suspect from Africa was mistakenly released into the U.S. Border Patrol agents encountered him last month. He was processed and served with a notice to appear on his own recognizance. 2 weeks later, he was arrested. Sources telling Fox News if Border Patrol checks turn up negative, officials may assume the individual is clear.
When you have 30,000 or more individuals coming across that border every single month, it overwhelms the system.
CBP data shows 169 migrants on the FBI terrorist watch list were arrested at the southern border for fiscal year 2023. That's the latest from Dallas. Casey Stiegel, Fox News.
Well, don't forget, early Sunday morning, we'll roll the clock back 1 hour. But the weekend's time change brings up an annual problem on the nation's roads and highways: drowsy drivers and nighttime accidents. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more with this safety warning.
It's that time of the year again, the end of daylight saving time. We get an extra hour of sleep, but the time change isn't always welcomed.
I think making the transition is really brutal that first week.
When I get older, it's getting harder and harder to get adjusted.
I'm not a big fan.
But it's not just people complaining about sleep. With the darkest days of the year ahead, drivers face more risks on the road, too. One of those being drowsy drivers.
People always say, can I just drink, some coffee or have a caffeinated beverage or roll down the window, play some loud music? All of those are Band-Aids.
And something most of us are likely guilty of. A National Sleep Foundation survey finds more than half of adults admit they've driven while tired. At first, that might not sound like a big deal, but AAA data shows drowsy drivers are responsible for 21% of fatal crashes.
If you're having a hard time maintaining lane or distance from the car in front of you, if you're hearing those rumble strips on the side of the road, even little things like getting more irritated or angry at common occurrences while you're behind the wheel, these are all good signs that you probably didn't get the sleep that you need to drive alert.
An important warning for drivers to keep in mind, as it doesn't appear fall back and spring forward are going away anytime soon. The Senate passed a bill last year to stop the clocks from changing, but it fell flat in the House, and a 2023 version of the act hasn't gained any traction. AAA says drivers with less than 5 hours of sleep have a crash risk comparable to someone driving drunk. In Washington, D.C., Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Definitely something to consider as we approach daylight saving time, no matter how any of us feel about it. All right, well, when we come right back, we'll have our full 5-day forecast. Stay tuned.
High temperatures back up in the 50s today. It felt great tomorrow, same story, but then some changes are on the way. Details for you when I come back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
It's Renewal by Andersen's Black Friday event with unprecedented savings on custom-built replacement windows. Our exclusive Fibrex composite material windows won't warp or bow and never need painting, making them vastly superior to vinyl windows. They're custom-built in the USA, installed with precision and care, backed by the nation's best warranty, and now more affordable than ever. Call today. These massive Black Friday savings and special financing end soon. Don't miss out. Call and schedule your free design consultation today.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
In one of the biggest games of the year, Dak leads the Cowboys against Hurts and the Eagles. America's Game of the Week, Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Here we go. It's Friday night. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. And okay, today, what a day, right? Temperatures hanging out in the 50s. That'll be the trend this weekend, too. Above average temperatures. Some sunshine back in the forecast tomorrow, but less than today. And then overall, some rain is back in the forecast late Monday into Tuesday of next week. And overall, this weekend, though, you see, we turn our clocks back, of course, tomorrow night into early parts of Sunday, where we gain an hour of sleep. Today, the big story, though, was the wind shifting out of the south today. That gave us that gusty south wind and the warmer temperatures with highs back in the low, even a few mid-50s across our region for today. That's not normal for this part of the time of year. Overall, though, we'll do it tomorrow and probably for parts of Sunday as well. As we have built a lot of heat to the west of us, no 60s for us or 70s, but we'll definitely get some 50s back in the forecast for us for tomorrow and maybe Sunday as well. It's going to be windy, though. We get warmer temperatures in here. You get that wind cranking up. We'll get wind gusts tomorrow near 30 once again, and probably not dying down until midday-ish on Sunday. Thus, our favorite, the small craft advisory out here through the weekend. We're likely getting wave heights out here of 8 to 12 feet through the weekend into Monday. Looking outside today, though, we had lots of sunshine, then some cloud cover, then some sun, some clouds. Overall, though, we're going to keep things quiet this evening. We'll call it increasing clouds tonight. We'll keep temperatures up this evening. All of this, though, will go to our north tonight and tomorrow. No rain in the forecast for us tonight or tomorrow. Although this looks like it's going to be bad, it's not. It's all going to go kind of around us and miss us this weekend. Our next chance for meaningful rain probably not until later Monday into Tuesday of next week from this system over here to the west of us. But the pattern is changing. We're getting more systems across our area once again. So overall, it could be a wetter week across our region for next week. Walking you through it tonight, looking at mostly cloudy skies out there tonight, and then mostly cloudy skies across the area for tomorrow as well. There could be a stray shower well north of the area tomorrow, but overall, we should keep things quiet and dry tomorrow into Sunday, and probably into Monday too, followed by increasing clouds later Monday. That will give us those rain showers on Monday night, and most likely into Tuesday morning as well. Our forecast then tonight, though, is lots of clouds out there. Still breezy, low temperatures down near 41, with that south wind gusting near 25 overnight tonight. For tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, so more clouds than today. High temperatures back in the low to mid 50s again, with that really gusty southwest wind. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows a story. Tomorrow 56, Sunday 51. A couple of rain showers in the forecast late Sunday into Monday. Then we're dry through most of Monday, followed by a good chance for rain now on Tuesday 54. Then we cool off a bit for Wednesday with a high temperature of 49. Peter.
All right, so a beautiful weekend on tap. Thank you, Jeff. And sports is coming right up next. Stay with us.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
There's too much uncertainty around Pine Tree Power.
It's a mystery bag that will cost Mainers billions.
It will mean tremendous uncertainty for workers, say Maine's labor leaders.
Business leaders say it will mean higher rates with no guarantee of better service.
And Governor Mills says, let's not gamble with our future. Vote no on question 3.
Please join leading Maine voices and vote no on 3.
It's a bad idea for Maine.
These days you can buy a new mattress anywhere. However, getting the right mattress at the right price will keep you up at night. When you're ready for a new mattress, come to Dorsey's. We've delivered more mattresses to this area than any other retailer. With over 48 years of experience, the largest in-stock selection, plus our 30-night sleep guarantee, we've got the right mattress for you at a great price. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden. Sleep well, my friends.
come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Hello, Crapopolis!
From creator Dan Harmon comes TV's #1 new comedy.
How did I live without this?
Crapopolis, all new, Sundays on Fox.
We're going to start on the basketball court. Cooper Flagg making his college decision to attend Duke University next fall. Earlier in the week, we caught up with the Newport native at length, not only about the decision, but about his journey from Newport to one of the most prestigious college basketball programs in the country.
It was always just the goal was just to get to the highest level, like the highest Division I level for me. Goals are set in place to be reached.
This week, Newport's Cooper Flagg officially realizing that long-time goal, announcing his commitment to Duke University for next fall.
Growing up, my mom was a big Duke fan, so like all the games were always on, things like that, just being able to grow up and watch like the players at Duke. So when I'm on a mini hoop, I'm imagining myself being like Duke players.
It's been a long journey from that mini hoop to the top-ranked recruit in his class, one that started with 4-hour round trips up and down I-95 in grade school for AAU practice.
I think it was always really serious for me, and I always just loved competing, and I think basketball just kind of was my niche from the very beginning. And I think since second grade, I was on a 5th grade AAU team, and from there, kind of just, like, I just didn't look back.
From second grade to high school, Cooper and his brother Ace played against older competition, and when they took the court with other sophomores this summer at Peach Jam, that really showed up.
Finally playing my age group, like you see how it's kind of like a difference from, oh, like I've been playing people older than me, physically stronger. So I think that's really is the biggest part, is just from really early on, just pushing yourself and not just getting complacent with being good at your own age level.
When Cooper suited up with Nokomis High School his freshman year, he did so already with a Division I offer in his back pocket and a lot of hype in the state of Maine. Back then, they saw that hype as noise and did their best to block it out.
We look at anything outside of our expectations as coaches and players as noise, and we really are going to block out all the noise.
And then Cooper became the Gatorade Player of the Year, the first freshman in Maine to do so, and helped the Warriors bring home their first boys gold ball. Just months later, he helped Team USA to a gold medal and then transferred to one of the top prep schools in the country. And while he enjoyed a meteoric rise from there, at the surface, nothing has really changed.
The noise has only gotten bigger and bigger, and all the outside stuff is attractive to anybody that is in this position, but I think it just goes to how tight my circle is, and I think it's something that's been really important, just to be able to block it all out and stay focused on the main goal and keep the main thing the main thing.
For Cooper, the pinnacle of his early career so far came this summer at Peach Jam, putting up video game numbers, but doing it with the guys he's been playing with since those long car rides in grade school.
Most memorable and like the most fun I've had was probably at Peach Jam, just because I was with my brothers and like it's like my team that I've been with for so long. And like it just meant so much to me to be able to get to where we got as a team, and it wasn't any one individual that helped us get any farther than anyone else.
There, Cooper was approached by LeBron James after a game and then invited to camps hosted by Jason Tatum, Steph Curry. And while off the court, the kid from Maine may have been a little starstruck, once he got in between those lines, he was back to his regularly scheduled program.
You do have a sense of being starstruck when you first see them. But then when it comes down to it, once I get on the court, for me really is when the switch kind of flips. And then once it's to basketball, then it's all business, and I'm just trying to learn and dissect every piece of information that I can get from them.
So with this college commitment behind him, the kid on the mini hoop has realized that dream and also has put the last big decision behind him, at least for now, and can focus all his attention on his passion, simply hooping.
I'm really happy with my decision. And so I'm just glad that it's all kind of over, and I just feel that sort of relief. I feel like we've always kind of had like a overhanging decision that we've been making. But I think right now I feel like the most clarity I've had in a long time, and I feel really focused and really ready for the season to kick off.
All right, wishing him the best of luck in whatever he chooses to do next, and wishing him the best of luck down at Duke. Now to some news from the MPA. High school field hockey state championship set for tomorrow down at Lewiston High School. The MPA announcing the schedule for those games this afternoon. Here are those matchups right here in Class B. Freeport is taking on Coney at 11 a.m. Cheverus and Skowhegan, they're going at it for the third year in a row for the Class A state championship. That's at 1. And Winthrop is taking on the Dexter Tigers, Dexter Central, at 3 p.m. All right, now for some ice hockey we go. It's going to be the 20th ranked Maine men's hockey looking to continue their winning ways and ascend up those rankings. They are taking on Merrimack on the road. Second period is where we're going to kick this one off. Merrimack in the main zone, but Josh Nadeau, he's able to intercept this puck, sends it up to Lyndon Breen, and he nails one from up close. That is going to put Maine up 1-0. Let's move on now to the third period. Maine looking to build on that goal, or Merrimack looking to tie the game. Breakaway chance for Ben Brar, but Victor Ostman snags it out of the air. Later on, Josh Nadeau off another turnover, passes it to his brother Bradley, and he gets the one-timer to go. Maine, they go on to win 2-1. All right, certainly climbing up those standings. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
When it comes to fixing your car, you should have a choice.
But out-of-state automakers are starting to restrict access to your car's mechanical data.
That means local independent repair shops like mine.
And mine too, will lose their ability to diagnose problems and make repairs,
forcing you to expensive dealerships.
Right to Repair will protect your choice.
Your choice.
It's your car. Get it fixed where you want.
Please vote yes on question 4. Yes on Right to Repair.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate. 974-7815.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
4 new costumes get the wildest guesses yet.
Tom Jones. John Mellencamp.
Mariah Carey.
Oh, and no, my baby mama.
All new Masked Singer, November 8th on Fox.
Welcome back. The newest Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, has been out for a few weeks now. And now that the world has settled into the newest adventure in Nintendo's favorite Plumber Brothers and Friends, Fox's Eamon Dignam spoke with the head of Nintendo America about the game and how it was made.
Mario is back, and he's bigger than ever. Following the release of the smash hit movie and hot new video game, Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser sat down to talk to me about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the first 2D side-scroller in the mainline series since 2012, and some of the culture surrounding it, including crunch, where developers have been overworked with long hours to meet predetermined release dates, and how this game didn't have it.
The producers wanted to give the teams all the time they needed to really come up with creative and unique ideas and not be strapped by a time horizon that they had to execute them in.
And he also spoke about why this is an important release for players of all ages.
We really are multi-generational in terms of our fan base and how people engage in the content. You may continue playing, or you may return to playing when you want to share that with the next generation.
As for rumors that Nintendo is poised to challenge Disney after this year's Mario movie and amusement park, Bowser stayed humble.
We do see opportunities to take these incredible characters in these worlds and take them outside of a video game experience.
Bowser also said, oops, that's the wrong Bowser. But President Bowser does say they're going to keep on going, making fun things for the whole family. The release is also capturing the attention of professional speedrunners. Right now, the pros are beating the game in just under 2 hours. It took me, a casual player, 3 days to beat. Check out this story and more every weekend on the Fox on Tech podcast. In New York, Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
Finally tonight, one house received an unwelcome trick-or-treater this Halloween. A bear was spotted in South Florida treating itself to some leftover candy buckets on Tuesday. Onlookers noticed the bear scarfing down the candy whole, including the wrappers. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says bears can sense odors from more than a mile away, and they are driven by their instinct and need to eat. So definitely a bit of a freaky situation there. Hope everyone had the doors locked, but looks like he didn't get into too much trouble. All right, well, that's all we're going to have for tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, and have a great weekend.